Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. There behind the glass stands a real blade of grass. Be careful as you pass. Move along, move along. Come inside, the show's about to start. Guaranteed to blow your head apart.
Welcome back. In the last video we showed you how we built the walls from the foundation up to the damp-proof course. In this video I'm going to explain how we build up the floor from the hardcore through the sand, DPM, then insulation, then another DPM, then the concrete. Then I'll explain how the new building regulations affect how you build up the floor. Then we'll show you how we build up the walls and put the insulation in and get up to wall plate height. Well, rain stops play at the moment. It's a little bit wet to be getting our levels right, but nice rainbow there, and we'll be on with it in a minute. I think this is just a sun shower. Got a couple of poles there so we can make our levels with the sand when we put the sand in, ready to put insulation, or ready to put damp proof and then insulation in. The rain eventually stopped and it held off long enough for us to get the sand in. We levelled the sand and flattened it using a couple of poles and drawing a piece of wood across the top of them. And then after that we whacked the sand down to compact it and to get it obviously to sink right into the hardcore so that there was no spaces in between. Then we put a sheet of damp-proof membrane on top of the sand, and on top of that we put our insulation, and that's what you can see here. Unfortunately we didn't get a picture of the damp-proof membrane down on its own. So we'll just stick our upstand in, make sure that we're fully insulated all the way around. The upstand is a requirement of building regulations, and what it is a 25mm thick piece of PIR insulation all the way around the perimeter of the concrete slab that you're going to pour. And what it does is it stops the concrete from coming into contact with the bricks, and it's held off by 25mm of insulation, which prevents cold from coming in through the floor from the sides of the building. Once the upstand was in, we were ready to put the damp-proof membrane on, and then once the damp-proof membrane was all in place, we were ready to pour concrete. So it was time to get our old mate's chub mix round again. The concrete went in really well, and we got it all levelled, and once it was set, you can see here that the damp-proof membrane comes up from the bottom of the concrete, or from below the concrete, and over the top of the blocks on the inside of the cavity wall. If we pull back the damp-proof membrane, what you can see is there's actually two membranes, and you can see the upstand in the middle, the bit that's holding the concrete away from the wall. So why do we go with 150mm of insulation in the floor? Well, if you look at this extract from the regulations here, what it's saying is that it's most cost effective to increase the insulation in the floor rather than try to increase the insulation further in the walls in order to make up for things like windows and doors. So you can see we're just putting the last of the damp-proof course in. This is on the blocks. Damp-proof course is already in for the bricks down the side, and you can see, if you look closely, that the damp-proof membrane, it tucks in underneath the damp-proof course, all on a layer of, or on a bed of mortar. The mortar's there to protect the damp-proof course from any sharp bits on the bricks, you know, so it doesn't get punctured. And yeah, on we go. Perfect.
Wind's come up a bit.
That's a bit, isn't it? Right, so do that. Nearly forgot my coffee. Straight on there. Quicker than we did the garage. we decided to build the brick and the block at the same time and put the cavity insulation in as we went. We thought that this would be the most straightforward way for us to do it. Okay, we're using 150mm full fill cavity bats, and if you have a look, we're already up to level more or less. And it just slots in. It really is as simple as that. Make sure it goes all the way down to meet the other one. Push it all the way along so that those join nice and tightly up.
Nice and clean in there.
Perfect. This just slots nicely in there. Straight down. Full fill, 150mm. So we just continue this process of building up row by row and putting the insulation in until, as you can see on the left hand side, we're more or less now up to wall plate height. So in the next video what we're going to show you is how we fit the wall plate, how we fit the lintels and the cavity trays, and then we'll start to build the roof structure. And look forward to seeing you then. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. We'll see you next time.